unfortunately, last day of football until last day of football until
well, we got the
we still got football.
We got the
XFL.
Yeah,
Rock,
XFL,
King Rock,
the
baby.
Rock,
King
baby.
Rock.
Come on.
We need the Rock in the pod.
What is up, everybody? We are back. Another Tranquilo Sports Talk episode. Post Super Bowl. We did terrible with our picks.
So bad. It's actually almost It's more impressive to get them all wrong.
I did see that tweet. It is pretty impressive to get them all wrong. But I will say this: the Brock Purdy shit fucking would have.
That was brutal.
If it wasn't for that stupid kneel.
That was brutal.
My God.
And the thing is, you say, okay, whatever, we're going to overtime, we still have a chance.
And then he didn't run the ball once in OT.
It was tough.
It was tough. I still will stand by that pick.
It was still a good pick. I mean, it was still a good pick.
You want to know what was crazy, though? If I'm actually happy that it didn't end up happening, but there was a point that if Mahomes just rushed in a touchdown, which he almost did at the end of that game, that I would have hit like a $1,500 parlay.
Crazy.
And if that would have gotten fucking taken back because of the Brock Purdy kneel, I would have died.
Oh, because it was
over.
Man.
It was over. He was
brutal.
at 13 yards. I was golden. And then if Mahomes would have actually rushed the ball in, I would have been like, okay, I hit it. And then all of a sudden, Purdy took that kneel and it would have screwed it for me. So I'm just happy.
That actually would have been way worse.
It would have been way worse.
That would have been way worse.
But
see, for me, it was the Niners just royally cucked me in terms of like, I mean, I didn't end up losing that much, but I didn't win as much because I had the Niners straight.
Right.
And then I had the Niners as the last leg of my parlay to win like $700.
Just for them to win?
They were my last leg. I had Man U plus 200 in there. I had the Cats to win a regulation night before plus 115. And then I had Niners money line.
Damn.
And so I hate the Chiefs. I really do. I hate them even more now. I hate that we have a dynasty in the AFC. It's capped off one of the worst seasons in football. Semi the best because it was so much fun because of the Finns, and there was an awesome season. But it sucked because of how it ended. It sucked. Hate the Chiefs. And I'm just sick of them. I'm sick of them. And, it's only one day. And unfortunately, last day of football until...
Yeah.
Last day of football until...
Well, we got the...
We still got football.
We got the...
XFL.
Yeah,
Rock,
XFL.
King Rock,
the Rock, baby.
Rock.
Come on.
We're going to get the Rock on the pod.
Before we continue, we forgot to do something that we said we were going to do that we didn't do in the beginning. Like, subscribe, and share the pod.
Please.
We're 3 minutes in. If you made it this far, we appreciate you.
Please. And comment, too. Comments are great.
Comment, shares.
Yeah. Whatever.
I don't know what else you can do, but
anything
just
helps.
do that for us,
Anything
please.
helps.
Thank you. But
we did forget to do that.
Yeah, I said I was going to do it.
You guys we got to start doing this.
Yeah.
Hey, 3 minutes in. People are
3 minutes, that's good.
Yeah, so
that's
thank
good,
you.
that's good.
But XFL is our closest thing to football at this point. So
Thank you for your loyalty.
thanks for the loyalty.
You know what's fun? We'll go to an XFL game.
Dude, where's the closest?
Orlando.
Orlando. Oh, I'm so
Orlando's
down.
the closest one.
I'm so down. Speaking about Orlando, and I know we're kind of like all over the place right now.
You don't fuck the Super Bowl, right?
No, we'll get back to the Super Bowl. We will. Because we're going to talk about golf later, and you're speaking about Orlando right now.
Yeah.
We should host a golf tournament with the boys. Like, get 15 of us, maybe more, however many over we can get. I'm sure we can get a fuck ton of people. But let's say 15 people of us, and we do like a 4-ball scramble tournament, right?
Yeah.
We rent a dope-ass house, and we make it like a content freaking weekend of golf. Put together like a little scramble together, and
I love it.
A winner. We can even do it for some money.
I love it.
And we turn it into some content now going into golf season. I think that would be fucking sick ass concept.
This is how we come up with ideas, folks. You saw it live on air.
He said Orlando. It reminded me when I was taking
anything, just a little jog, anything.
Taking a bathroom break.
Yeah.
That's where the idea is.
Yeah, it is. It is. I love that idea though. By the way,
for that.
That would be a blast. Just like
huge.
big. yeah, like a big tournament like that would be fun. So
The little
yeah, stay tuned
vintage,
for
the
that.
vintage camera in the house.
Oh,
Everybody
yeah,
would see it. It'd
yeah.
be fucking sick.
Dude, Pooch might even be playing in that bad boy.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Who's he
Pooch
gonna be
is
playing with a
in that one.
GoPro on his head? He can still be filming content.
I'm gonna show off the two.
We're gonna for that one we're gonna have to probably bring another 2 guys.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's think about that. But I think that would be a hell of a time. Hell of a
That'd
time.
be a good time.
But all right,
Yeah,
that's it. Back to Super Bowl.
Back to Super Bowl. It was. I mean,
It was a great game. I mean, the first half was slow.
it was slow.
It was very defensive, but
The second
the
half
ending
was
was awesome.
It
The ending
was.
was awesome.
I mean, the fact that it went into overtime, the amount of twists and turns that game took, right?
Yeah.
Like the Niners are pretty much not necessarily dominating, but like kind of had a solid. I mean, it was only 10 points, but like it's still like they felt in control. And the second half, everything turns on its head, especially after the punt, which was a semi muff punt, but it was really off the guy's leg, so
Yeah.
like he had to pick it up
Yeah,
anyway.
that was tough. That was
That was
a
a
tough
tie,
break.
but then
that
Niners
was
come
that
back.
was a shifter. That
Yeah,
was the
it was.
shifter in that
But then the
game.
Niners came back and answered. You're like,
They
okay,
did.
cool.
And they went up.
Yeah, they
Mhm.
take the lead, but then you get Mahomes
You can't
making
give
this
Mahomes
ride.
a minute 40.
Dude, he rides. I thought they were going to score. I thought the game was over right there. I was like, oh, these guys are going to score a touchdown. And then when they held him again, I'm like, dude, it was one of those things that like
The thing is,
you really
can
appreciate
only hold
defenses.
100%.
Well, because
you
he
can
was
only
obviously
hold Mahomes
magical.
so many
Yes.
times. That's the problem.
At the end of the game, like it's insane. It's so hard, but like it truly like it was a great defensive super. Like
Absolutely.
the 49ers defense was, and they lost some guy. Dude, the Greenlaw injury was so devastating in
tough.
terms
That
of
was
like
tough.
how it happened and like just like terrible. But like, dude, they held them. I mean, they held them scoreless for a long time, and the Chiefs defense too. Like Chiefs defense.
Yeah, I
have
was
set
gonna
up-
say that's the
like,
thing.
they've
They
set up
did
all
everything they
year
needed
and
to do.
great defensive end, and then at the end, you've got that, and then it comes down to 3 seconds left. They run the play,
It's just
score a game winning
unfortunate.
touchdown. It's like,
It's
and I knew it was
unfortunate that the 49ers did play a very good game,
yeah.
but they just again, and it's been kind of the tail sign of the Chiefs all year. Nothing to take away from the Chiefs,
Yeah.
but teams have beat themselves against the Chiefs too.
Yeah,
The
this
McCaffrey fumble in the beginning of the game was another
Yeah.
big one. They were driving right down. That was
I know.
points right there. The blocked extra point, the fumble off the leg. Those 3 plays right there.
The
Huge
the extra point
in
was
the outcome
very
of that
tough.
game,
Very
especially that it was a tie ball game.
Yeah.
The extra point alone.
No, the extra point was
That
actually one of the biggest
avoids
ones.
a
Like,
3-point game.
Yeah, 100%.
Which then they were able to tie it at the end. That
Yeah.
changes the whole way you're going into.
You're
that drive.
making them
You're
have to
going
score
for
a
it on
touchdown to
4th
beat you.
down.
Yeah.
You're going for it every time on 4th down. And yeah, I mean, you get to stop and you don't let them get in the end zone. That game's over basically. So I mean, as well of a game that obviously Mahomes played and the Chiefs defense played, the 49ers really did kick themselves a little bit in that game, and those little things we saw it as in the Finns season all year long, where when you play good teams, those
mess up.
small mistakes end up
catch up.
costing you the game.
Well, it's Kyle Shanahan just continues to like be on the wrong side of history in terms of now he's all 3 of his Super Bowl losses are being up by 10 or more, and
Yeah.
including obviously the famous Patriots
Mhm.
Falcons one. But like both against the Chiefs, they're both times up 10 at halftime,
Yeah, it's tough.
and they
I
just
felt
blew
bad
at
for
the
him when
end.
they showed him on the TV. I was like,
Yeah,
you could see the
it's-
pain.
Yeah, he was
in
so
his
close. I mean, they
face,
had
too.
it, and the thing is, I knew once they didn't score a touchdown in overtime, I'm like,
Oh yeah, this game. I
this
knew
is
the game was
tough.
over.
But then they're holding the time was running out. I'm like, all right, maybe we're gonna have a double overtime game. Maybe this guy's thing paid off because it was the first
That
time
would've been wild.
we got that rule that both teams had full
We
possession,
gotta get
even
into
with
that.
touchdown or not. I know a lot of things were said like the Niners even know that was a thing. Like, why take it? Like, but at the end of the day, like they score a touchdown there, and it's like whatever. You set yourself up to either, have them either tie you or try to go for the win and lose, or if they tie you, you can just kick a field goal for the win.
Right.
So it's kind of like there's both sides. I mean, in hindsight, you're like, oh, why did they get in second? Whatever. But it's really it's Mahomes and the Chiefs, and Andy Reid called some crazy like that 4th and
Andy
1.
Reid's a beast.
Mahomes run
Mhm.
like that play was
It's the
an
perfect play call.
insane and
The
perfect
perfect
play
play
call.
call.
And they're the Chiefs. They're a dynasty. I mean, it sucks. We're living through 2 AFC dynasties. We've obviously had the Pats.
Yep.
Now we've got the Chiefs.
Now we got the
Both
Chiefs.
AFC. It sucks.
No,
The
they're
next year's our
dominant.
year.
But I hope, I really do. But to go back to that point about the whole players not knowing about the
Yeah.
about the overtime.
I had no idea,
rules.
by the way. I had no idea.
I didn't know that was a rule
I didn't
until
know
I
this-
saw it on the TV.
when they kept saying the both side thing, I'm like, yeah, you kick a field goal and they
well,
now
when
get
they
a
said
chance.
the
Like,
new
no,
overtime
it's-
rules, I thought they were talking about the ones that
Yeah,
we've been playing
like
with
this
all
year.
year long
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
regular
that's
season.
what I
But
thought
I
too.
didn't know that it was now touchdown doesn't end the game.
Yeah, I didn't
which
know
is
that.
clearly what the players didn't know either.
Yeah.
But the more crazy part about it was that two things. One, that the 49ers didn't practice that all week.
I know, and the Chiefs did, dude.
3 times.
Crazy.
3 times
But-
in practice.
By the
that
way,
the
and
Chiefs practiced that
supposedly
situation.
they were gonna go for 2. Like,
And that was the next point I was going to make.
Go
And then
for
on
two.
top of it, right? Because then Shanahan's argument was, well, I wanted the ball first because I wanted to get the ball the third time.
yeah,
Basically saying, we'll score, we'll hold them, and then we'll get the ball, and then we continue.
Yeah.
We control our own destiny. And the Chiefs were like, well, you were never going to get that chance because if we scored a touchdown and you scored a touchdown, we were going for 2 and we were going to end it there.
that's crazy. Can you imagine if that? I
On a
actually,
2-point conversion.
I just wish
Andy Reid had the
more-
best play call in the world, obviously,
Yeah.
for that situation.
100%. But like, I just wish that the Niners actually did score a touchdown, so we can see it come down to a 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
'Cause if it comes down to 2-point conversion, this was an already great Super Bowl. It even takes to that
Oh,
next level of
that
like
would have elevated it.
one of the ballsiest calls if it hits. and-
Absolutely, because if
You
you
know.
don't hit, then you're like, why did you make that call?
Yeah.
You know, but
Yeah.
that is something that in that situation, I think we got someone raising their hand in the crowd. Yes, question. Yes,
Are we putting Andy Reid in like the Belichick kind of
absolutely.
conversation
Well,
right
I
now?
don't even think it's a.
No.
Maybe not Belichick himself. Are we putting him
Well,
in that like
I put him in.
S tier of coaches?
No, I put him in the A tier. There's only 2 people in the S tier. It's Don Shula and Bill Belichick. That's it. There's no one else. Those are the top dogs. A
don't
tier
know,
is,
man.
is the Reeds.
Andy's already gone over.
Um,
Don Shula's.
Hey, shut your mouth over there, all right?
I'm just.
Don Shula's the most winningest coach of all time. He's got an undefeated season. He's the GOAT. Don
I think
Shula
Reid is up there, man.
I think Reid is a top 5 coach, 100%. For me, the S tier, I think that it's so limited because it's just, for me, it's 2
No,
guys.
I agree.
It's Bill and it's Shula. Like,
Okay,
for
here's my
me,
follow up. Does he get enough credit for creating this dynasty?
I think he
Or
absolutely,
do we
I think
just
he,
give
Of
everything-
course,
I think he absolutely
he's,
does.
he's
No, I
brought
think-
the best out of Mahomes
yeah.
in the fact that he lets Mahomes play Mahomes
I
style.
think he gets
a lot of
credit.
coaches
I think
wouldn't
he
let
gets a lot of
Mahomes
credit.
do that.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you
yeah.
give him that, and then on top of it, he puts the ball in his hands in the positions that matter the most, whether that's with his legs or with his arm.
What's crazy is that people forget like how good the Chiefs were with Alex Smith. Like,
Yeah,
like
100%.
before, obviously they didn't win a Super Bowl, but like they were still very, very good with Alex Smith.
Mahomes
And then
stepped
obviously
into a playoff team.
Mhm.
They made the playoffs
Well,
the
they-
year before Mahomes started.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Mahomes made him a champion.
But also,
but
the team has progressively gotten worse on the offensive side, and he's continued to be Mahomes.
no, 100%. Yeah,
So-
yeah.
The defense is
But
But
I
the
also,
defense
I
is
also
awesome.
think, I think that's credit to again
Yeah.
Andy Reid.
Yeah,
'Cause now what is he at,
and
4
what's his
Super
name?
Bowls?
3.
He
Three?
never won with the Eagles.
He
won
he
with the
made
Oh,
it.
that's right. He made it with the
once.
Eagles, but he didn't
He's-
He
win.
should have won with the Eagles. Too.
He
He is
should have.
3.
Was that the
He's 3 and 2.
That was like-
Donovan McNabb
Yeah,
year?
yeah.
That was such a sick
That was-
team,
that
bro.
was-
So that's one of the fair
Oh,
teams, bro. That's
I
why.
was rooting so that was against the Pats, no?
Yeah,
Then that's Terrell
Dude,
Owens.
with
they
a
had
broken leg
Brian-
played.
Brian
Yeah,
Dawkins,
That's
like,
team was
that
sick.
was a great Super Bowl. That was a heartbreaker for the Eagles.
yeah. But yeah, no. Listen, I think Andy
And
Reid
Belly's
is,
got
is
6?
awesome. Belly's got 6. No, the Belichick and Shula are in a class of their own.
My argument is, and it's kind of to that Alex Smith point, is like, look at how the wheels fell off without Brady. You know, like, I'm not to take anything away from
yes
Belichick.
and no.
Not to take anything away from Belichick, but I also understand the times and the seasons are different and the game is different and the coaching styles are different. I get that, but I think there's something to be said that Brady won a Super Bowl right after without Belichick. Nothing to take away from Belichick, but it does dilute a little bit of Belichick's power as a coach. I think there's so many moving pieces to it, and Belichick is still part of the S category.
Yeah.
But because of what Andy Reid's been able to do, like to Pooch's point, and be able to build that dynasty, I think that's powerful. AFC stacked, bro.
But
Think what they ran through.
But you kind of use the same argument in terms of Andy Reid only won once he got him Mahomes, who's now considered the
Fair.
possible GOAT.
But he never
and
fielded
2,
a bad team. He always had a team
No,
that could.
yeah,
100%,
yeah. You
100%.
can make the same argument like
to
how
an
I was making
to an
with the Brady
extent, yeah.
situation.
With
That's
Belichick,
fair.
I mean, yes, this year really, I mean, they're almost snuck into the playoffs. Like they made the playoffs 2 years ago, I think, so without Brady.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, Andy Reid retires tomorrow. Like Mahomes could still win another Super Bowl. not taking
No,
away
no,
from
yeah,
either
I
one
get,
of
I
them.
get what you're saying. I get
But
what
like
you're
it's the
saying.
same type
Yeah.
of argument.
Mahomes
They
at a
both
point right now that he
they
knows-
both got
he knows what he's doing.
legendary quarterback. Don Shula did it with Brian Greasy, or sorry, not Brian Greasy.
Bobby.
Bob Greasy, getting injured on the first week, still let him undefeated.
Yeah.
Goat. But
Until someone gets an undefeated record, it's hard to argue that.
and also, I mean, until Bill breaks his record, he's still the most winningest coach, which is
Yeah.
insane that it's held up this long.
That is insane.
And they had less games.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Shorter,
Like it's
shorter seasons.
It's so yeah, I think once again, I actually really love Andy Reid.
Yeah.
I put him in that A tier for sure. I just think like
Who else is in that A tier?
probably
I
like
have a hot take
Vince
for an
Lombardi.
A-tier coach.
Okay.
Mike Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin's a B.
Never had a losing record.
I put him in the B tier. Until
Tomlin's got what,
until
2
he
Super
gets
Bowls?
One.
One?
But until he get Tomlin's, I love Tomlin. I wish he was the Dolphins coach. We almost got him years
I do
back.
remember that, yeah.
But Tomlin for me is just because he's not even really close to the ending. Like Andy Reid's probably got a few more years in him. Belichick's been here for a while. Shula's obviously retired. Tomlin still has a chance to. Dude, honestly, Tomlin could get to that tier.
Tomlin's
in
not
terms
even
of,
old
like,
yet. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
He's still got plenty.
Yeah, but
the question
and
is,
the fact
does he
that
want
he's
to
so
keep
young
coaching?
and he's in the B tier already
Does he
is
want
kind
to
of
keep
crazy.
coaching? That's my question. I don't know if he will continue to coach for another 30 years. 20
Maybe
years.
not like that, but he's got another 10 for sure
Yeah.
at least, and he can. I mean, he still hasn't lost. I can see him leaving the Steelers at one point.
Pete Carroll
I don't
with
know.
the Seahawks. I think that was
Yeah, Pete Carroll's another one I'd probably put in the B tier.
Did he officially leave the Seahawks though? But
he's in the
or is he
like
still
in, like,
part
the
of the
front office. I think
administration?
he's like in the
Yeah,
front
yeah.
office something. But yeah, I don't know who else I would put in the A tier. I know there's still
Hardball?
no.
Is he in the
probably
Tomlin category?
I'd probably put him in the
Yeah.
Tomlin category. 'Cause
like
he's still,
current coaches right now, or like
Just overall.
no, like,
yeah,
just
just overall.
NFL.
I mean,
I
it's
mean,
hard-
Jimmy Johnson's up
Jimmy
there.
Johnson's
up
See,
there.
Jimmy Johnson's an A tier.
Yeah.
Like I think Jimmy Johnson
he's
is an A
Who was
tier.
the coach for the Steelers before Mike Tomlin?
It was
Bill Cowher.
Cowher.
Yeah, he's up
Uh,
there in he's 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah, I'd probably get him close to there at least.
They had a little dominant run there too
Um,
with Big Ben.
yeah. But yeah, so like I mean, once again I still think Andy Reid, and honestly, if Andy Reid probably wins one more, he's probably in that S tier. I mean, he's gonna have 4 Super Bowls. It's like, you know what I mean? But
yeah.
I mean, who knows? Maybe by the end he will get there. But I just think for me, it's so hard to compare anybody to a Belichick or Shula
Yeah.
in terms of, I mean, everything they've done for not only just the game, but like their records kind of speak for themselves. And so
It is crazy that Belichick will not be a head coach this year.
I know that is crazy.
That is actually wild. A guy with that caliber of
The thing with him is that if you pick,
he
you
only
hire him-
interviewed for one team, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, the Falcons. It's just because you bring in a Belichick, he's running the team. Like so a lot of people don't want that.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, listen, like this is still like, you know, I want my GM and I want this
Yeah.
and that. Belichick comes in, it's his show. Like it's his way or the highway. I mean, Kraft had a huge influence obviously in Boston, but like it was
Yeah,
Belichick.
he let him-
Belichick ran that thing like a tight
I
ship.
don't think
So
Belichick needs a team that already has like a solidified QB. Like I don't think he can go on a team where he has to
Yeah.
like, build up. A QB.
Build, yeah. I mean, I saw him maybe going to like a Charger situation, which is why the hardball situation
Well,
also.
they said
Yeah.
Andy retires and Bill Belichick steps into the Chiefs.
dude,
Stop.
that'd be a nightmare.
I'd throw up
That'd be a
everywhere.
nightmare.
I'd be
I don't know if he'd be a good
stop.
fit there, but I mean, he'd just have
The coaching
he'd just-
style is definitely not.
He would
the
just
same.
foster in Patrick Mahomes. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But I don't know. I don't know if he'd fit there, but I mean, I'm sure I could probably win a game with the Chiefs. Like, like if you just told me to go out there, I can probably win a game
Yeah.
like with that team. So, but yeah, it just kind of sucks. Like, I mean, as much as like I said, it's like oh, Cavs are the worst team ever. Great. I mean,
Great football season.
Overall, the Finns still a blast of a season
Yeah.
until really the injuries and all that. But like, it's still football is still the best sport in the world. It's no matter what, it's entertaining. It's electric. Something the drama is built and
No,
it's
the
still
NFL's elite.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
NFL's
No matter
elite.
what, how much pain it causes me.
I wanted to add 2 things before we ended on football.
Yeah.
Was one, it makes me feel better as a Dolphins fan that we lost to the Super Bowl champs.
Fair, and we were there.
And we were there. So that makes me actually feel a lot better about it.
Yeah.
And second, a guy that does not get enough credit is Steve Sarkisian, who won against the number 1, number 2, number 4, number 6 offense in the playoffs and held them to basically an average of 17 points a game when they were averaging over 28 points a game.
No, you're thinking of I know who
Sarkisian.
No, it's Spags, I think.
Or isn't it Sarkisian?
No,
The Chiefs?
Sarkisian's the.
Oh, am I saying the wrong guy?
You're saying a real person, but
Yeah, but am I not saying it?
Yeah, it's Spagnola.
Spagnola. My bad.
Sarkisian is the Texas guy, I think.
Yes. You're right. Spags. He
nuts
deserves
a ton of
credit for the offenses that he won against. He won against Lamar. He won against Tua and an explosive offense with Cheetah. He won against Josh Allen. He won against Purdy, who had a great year, and McCaffrey, who had a great year.
It's crazy.
Offensive player of the year, offensive player number 2 in Cheetah, who I think got snubbed, but whatever.
He doesn't get injured. He wins.
Yeah, exactly. But what they were able to do against those offenses with that defense, you have to give them a ton of credit. Everyone's always going to talk about Mahomes.
100%.
But what that defense was able to do is impressive. That's the thing that carried them all year long.
100%.
All year long.
And it's like, I mean, I actually saw something like obviously the Chiefs, they seemed to be off this year.
Yeah.
And they just rip off casually.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally the hardest road to a championship ever, like according to like what is it, like DVOA or whatever. Like like you said, us, Ravens, Bills, 2 of the 3 on the road, really 3 of the 4 on the road because the Super Bowl's in Vegas.
Yep.
And then the only home game was in -4 degrees.
Right,
You know what
exactly.
I mean? So like, and then they only played good teams and they beat every single one. So
yeah.
Listen, at the end of the day, credit to the Chiefs. They're a dynasty. They're nasty.
Yeah. We'll
it
see
just
them
sucks
next year in the AFC Championship.
we just have to put up with them, but yeah,
In
we'll see them
Miami.
next year.
Can't wait.
Facts.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
That was a hell of a season.
Hell of a season.
But we had Waste Management this weekend. So
Yeah.
Waste Management this weekend was a little bit of a shit show, to say the least. Between the weather, between the fans, just between the overall
It's like a
actual
shit
tournament in itself,
Yeah.
it was a legitimate Waste Management shit show. Like,
Yeah.
for lack of a better term, like it was a disaster from day one to, I wouldn't say the ending was awesome,
Yeah.
but besides Sunday, Thursday through Saturday was a mess.
A mess. And like even now you're hearing, I mean, well, Sunday really was a mess in terms of like
True. Sunday led with a little bit of a mess.
Golfers were kind of just like fed up at that point because the fans were so hammered and so disruptive that they're just like they had enough by Sunday. And then plus you add on to the fact all the delays and stuff, they're probably already kind of pissed.
Yeah,
And
there was
so,
definitely frustration already.
this is
building
the
up.
first time because like obviously all the Waste Managements, they're rowdy, they're
Of
crazy,
course.
but you've never seen the reaction like this in terms of like golfers were pissed.
Yeah.
Like they were like,
Zach
dude,
Johnson said something.
Zach
Billy
Johnson.
Horschel said something.
Spieth got pissed at someone on 18.
Mm-hmm.
There was somebody else who like there was someone like there's a chance that the Waste Management's always going to be a blast. There's a chance a lot of big guys skip it, like because it's not an elevated
Big
event.
guys skip it, and they might change the dynamic of that tournament.
100%. Unfortunately, but like for example, like this year, like Hovland, Xander,
Yeah.
Cantlay, Finau,
Morikawa.
they all skipped it. Rory,
Mhm.
they all skipped it, and like if it's gonna be just as crazy as this time, like people are gonna be like, why are we playing this?
Yeah.
It's in right smack in between 2 elevated events now.
Yep.
There's not elevated, and it's like I'm just gonna take this week off to practice,
Yeah.
and it sucks because the Waste Management is such a blast.
It is,
But like
and it is good for
it was
golf.
unhinged. It was awesome. I wish I was there, but like it was so unhinged that if I'm a golfer, like because like at the end of the day, like
Well, that's what we were talking about last episode. It was like because we were talking about the whole thing of live and
Yeah.
Waste Management,
But
and
even
it's like
that,
what
it's
live
like-
is doing is like the exaggeration. What happened this weekend was the exaggeration.
yeah. Because like nothing like this, like there aren't streakers and stuff at live. Like
Right.
people were like getting arrested in the middle of the
Guy
the
did a
course.
freaking snow angel in the middle of a bunker on 16.
Like here's the thing with golf, and it's like fans could actually have an impact on the game in terms of like if you're talking to someone's backswing or you're like fucking around and this guy's about to take a thing, you're like, yeah, like you throw that guy completely off and you can ruin like momentum and tempo and that
100%.
guy's whatever. Like in football, like you can get as drunk and loud as you want, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Any other sport really, it doesn't really matter.
Well, you're also not right up in their face.
Well, that's the thing.
That's
You're
the
so
thing.
close
It's
too.
too-
Like the access that you have to some of these players is crazy.
It's awesome.
So it's amazing. And what makes waste management is that you get that. It's like that rare event that you are able to get loud at the right moments,
Right.
right? After the shot,
Mhm.
crazy good shots. They're booing people who don't.
Exactly.
Like
They're
that's still
dressing up
that's
in
great. Yeah,
costumes.
that part's
That
great.
stuff's great for
It's
games.
just the part of like if you're interfering, it's like I get why they're pissed. It sucks because all it's gonna do is lead people to not play it.
Yeah.
But I don't. I mean, it's not gonna change. They're gonna still it's gonna still be the tournament drinks the most.
Of course.
And they even cut off alcohol.
Yeah,
So
I was
they're
about to
crazy.
say, yeah.
But I don't know. It looks like a rowdy time. I would love to still go.
Absolutely.
But like I'm actually more worried about the tournament in general in terms of like this could affect it long term in terms
Yeah.
of people just bowing out of it. Unless they make it an elevated event, then people are like, "All right, screw it, I'll play with these elements." But
Yeah, I don't know if they can make it an elevated event with how much is on the line in terms of like how much can you really control the fans. I mean, they cut out alcohol. They had to tell people that they couldn't get in because it was just basically max capacity.
yeah,
So, which is a good thing, right? You're getting the attendance, which
yeah.
is fucking awesome. But the reality is, if you're gonna have that many people come in and then you're not having control over them, that's where obviously it
Yeah.
becomes a problem.
yeah.
And I don't really know how you fix that because to
think
to
they
your
can.
point, you're right up on the fans.
Yeah.
You can walk around with a beer everywhere. The grandstands are pretty much at
Slammed.
not only are they slammed, they're freaking everywhere, and
Yeah.
they're 5-6 stories tall, filling hundreds of thousands of people everywhere. It's like that's a hard thing to manage, and you can't tell someone they can't have a beer on a Saturday at the
No,
Waste
and they
Management.
shouldn't do that. It's just like people just have to essentially. You just got to bank on the fact that hopefully, like they're still gonna get hammered and still have a good time. You just got to also be like semi-respectful in terms of like, hey, let's not do it while the guy's about to swing.
But
Or
what do you think has happened that because this tournament's been that way and the reputation is there? Obviously, the game of golf has
I
grown,
think it's
but
just it keeps growing, and it's just like the stories of waste management just continue to grow each year in terms of like more. It's really a lot of college kids. And,
yeah, it's college
and,
kids and
you know.
younger demographic, which again is good for the game. But
Yeah.
how it's good for the game from an exposure side, but
Yeah.
how much of it is actually good for the game in terms of it being meaningful towards the game?
I mean, just some of these stories that, like I said, it's just the exposure. And like it helped that Scotty's won it back-to-back years before this year, so you've got a big name winning it, and a lot of big names still, most of them play,
Yeah.
but it's just whether if you lose that, then it's kind of screwed. Then it just becomes a tournament that only people just get hammered at.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, from a qualifying standpoint, it's a great tournament to win. You
Exactly.
get your card up until 2025, I think
Yeah,
it is. You qualify for Masters,
Masters, and yeah.
Open. So, there's a lot of incentive to get the guys to play because they know. But to your point, these guys already have their card for ages, these bigger
they
names.
don't
So
care.
that is not enough. They're in every major already.
Yeah.
It's going to be some of these smaller guys that are going to be like, yeah, I have everything on the line. And that does
Yeah.
diminish the quality of that tournament, unfortunately, because
Yeah.
you have some huge names playing that. And you
The
can tell a lot of
leaderboard's
the
big.
players do embrace it, too.
Yeah. And like look at the names on the lead, like the top 10. There's still a lot of big names there, and they're all fighting really till the end. But it just also sucked because of the storm. The weather also played a part,
Of course.
in terms of like
Emotion,
there's
frustration.
So many, that, and then there's just so many delays. Like, I mean, it ended up finishing during the Super Bowl, which
Mhm.
at that point, I don't know who was watching. On the side. yeah.
I swear to God, first quarter started and I had the waste management on.
That's impressive. I had the Super Bowl on.
I
but-
had to see what
I
happened.
had it on the phone. But
No, yeah. I mean, I was out here. That's why, and I don't have two. Like, I couldn't get two TVs out here, so I had it on there, and then I would walk inside to go see what was happening. But when I saw it was like a 0-0 game, I'm like, I'm not missing anything. So I kept the.
It was
I kept
an
on.
electric
It was an
finish.
awesome finish.
It was an awesome finish.
Two
It was
playoff
an awesome
goals.
finish. Yeah. I feel bad for Hoffman, but
Yeah, Hoffman and Taylor were back and forth. But Taylor just was electric with that putter at the end, and he wasn't missing a putt.
No.
He wasn't missing a putt. So I mean, it's good to see other names winning.
Yeah.
I mean, has any big name won this year yet? What's the biggest team with a win this year so far?
Wyndham Clark.
Wyndham Clark, right?
Yeah, that's probably the biggest name.
Yeah. So I mean, a
comes
lot of
that
golf to
comes
be
top of
played,
mind at
but
least, yeah. I mean, listen, we've got an
That's
elevated event this week, so everyone's playing.
Yep.
The top dogs. The return of the GOAT is this weekend. But yeah, now when we start getting really more into those, like the elevated events are gonna have everybody.
Yeah.
And so, and this Genesis is a fun one because it's like, it's. I mean, waste management. I always see it as the kickoff to really like golf season. Like, sure, there's like the Hawaii swing, and obviously that's the kickoff. But for me, it's like waste management's the first like big event. I would hate for that to go away. I hope it's still as big of an event and crazy an event. Just like maybe just not as crazy that people hate it. Like hate playing there, but yeah, the Genesis is a fun one because it's like it's a smaller field, but it's a smaller field of the top guys. It's Tiger's event.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So
Anything that involves Tiger automatically brings that
and
views up to here.
Exactly. And so 100%. Like, everyone's gonna be watching him. He's paired up with JT. So it's gonna be a good time.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So and he just dropped Sunday Reds.
Right.
So like the hype for Tiger right now.
It's high.
Pretty high.
The timing is great.
Man, I'm head to toe with Tiger right now. So,
exactly. Pickle Brand. Got you.
Yeah,
right here.
Right,
right here with the go with Tiger. Come on.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's an awesome event. It's gonna be cool. And I think honestly, like, I mean, again, it's a lot of big names, but I can see someone sneaking up.
Yeah, no, it's anybody's tournament. The way the way the game of golf is going right now.
Yeah,
it's something that I think just makes the game 10 times better because any given tournament, you really don't know who's gonna win. There's not like a true favorite. Which also, going back to your GOAT statement on Tiger Woods, and I do think the field was a little bit different, but it just shows how dominant Tiger was. That guy was just winning tournament after tournament after tournament. And the closest thing that we've seen to it is actually Scotty Scheffler, I want to say.
Yeah, but it's even crazy that like.
But he's nowhere even near.
Scotty would still need to be like it's what like 10 more years to even reach like Tiger's like #1 status. Like
it's not even that. It's the fact of how dominant consistently in a row. What Scotty did was basically a 10th, maybe a third, maybe at max of the run that Tiger went. Tiger's run went year after year after year of just being. If he wasn't first, he was second or third, and there was nothing else in between.
Bro, the amount of times that Tiger's won. And if he doesn't get injured, he is. I mean, I truly believe he takes all the records. Here's actually a question. Do you think he will win again?
I didn't think he could. Not that I didn't think he can win again, but then he won the Masters when a lot of people thought he was done because of the injuries. It's always when it goes down.
I'll never doubt him. I think he can. It's so hard.
And he said it himself. He's like, I am not going to play if I don't think I can win.
Yeah.
And I do believe that out of Tiger. Tiger is not going to put himself in a situation to get out there and play if he doesn't think he can compete. And also, if his body also can handle that again.
Yeah,
right?
He's looking way better.
He looks lean as crap.
He's looking way better.
He looks in great shape. He's obviously playing golf, a lot of golf in between, right?
Yeah.
But it's that competitive golf. It's that 4 days in a row of like your body going through that in the rehab. Like I think that's his biggest thing.
Yeah.
But you have Tiger in contention on a Sunday.
Everyone's watching.
Not only is everyone watching,
but he has it.
Imagine the pressure of anyone on that field.
Going up against him, yeah.
The intimidation factor of 100%. Tiger. That's the only thing that Tiger needs. He needs it because that's where he struggled. He'll play good golf, but it's been hard for him to keep up to stay in contention.
It's really like he looks like he's walking normal again. Like that dude, you see him like limping on the field. He's not. Yeah, he's like you said, he's not as intimidating. Yeah. Obviously, it's affecting his play. Like
this is the first tournament we're gonna see him since when? In competitive golf.
The Open, I think.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, I don't think he played at all last year.
No. He played a little bit, but not much. We didn't really see much of
No, he played the Open was the last one.
Yeah.
I think.
So I do think we'll see a lot of who Tiger is right now. And then obviously I think he said that he's committing to 5 or 6 like we said last time, right? Yeah. So I mean, hopefully this is the first one that we see him and he played well in this tournament that we'll see a good amount of who he is as a player right now, but I'm hoping we can see him win again. I don't know.
It would be unreal.
Yeah, I really don't know. Do I think he can contend? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just think the field right now is just so competitive.
I know.
It's not a matter of can Tiger do it? It's a matter of can he withstand these all this talent on the field right
It's
now.
crazy.
If it's not just you and one guy. You're competing with 7, 8 guys that are right there in the
Probably
mix.
even more, dude.
You know,
It's
with
like,
5, 6 holes left in every
Yeah,
tournament.
yeah.
I mean, we've seen it in every
Right,
tournament.
and especially the majors when you've got some live guys in there, right? You
some
got
good
Brooks,
live
DJ,
talent
Bryson,
coming in.
like
You got
like-
Rom, you got
yeah, Rom,
DeChambeau, DJ, Cam Smith,
yeah, dude, it's that golf is
Koepka.
golf is in such an amazing spot right now.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's unreal. That, like you said, that
Corey.
there's so many guys. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it makes it special because it really makes it hard. Like, obviously, what Scotty does is crazy because Scotty's almost in every single tournament.
Yeah.
But then you've got like there's the stars there does seem to be way more stars, and you're also there seems to be way more of those like B-listers in terms of like who the A-listers are. It's the Scotties, Rorys, the Hovs, the Roms, but you've also got the B-listers and the C-listers who are making names for themselves. Like Sahith Theegala's a big one. Like
Exactly.
he's someone who's got into that B tier.
Oh yeah,
and he's contending,
and he's going to be climbing fast.
Wyndham Clark, he won a major, but he's probably still in that B list.
Mhm.
The fact that he's in the B list is like shows how good that can be. Like, you know what I mean? So it's a good time to be a golf fan.
Theegala's a guy to fucking keep a close eye on this year.
I think he's got a good shot this weekend too.
He's playing fucking good golf, man.
I like Theegala this week. I like JT this week. I actually really. I know I'm gonna pick Hovland every week. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But I love Hovland, Cantlay, and Xander specifically, and Finau, and more honestly anybody who skipped the waste management.
You like them this week.
I actually really liked them this week. They didn't have to deal with all the mayhem. They didn't have to deal with playing 54 holes in a day.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean?
I
Like
was about to
that
say
wears on you.
Absolutely.
And so these guys, all they did was practice.
Yeah.
And so they kind of got a leg up. So I actually like a lot of those guys, but I do still like Sahith this week. I like JT, and then, I mean, I like Tiger to make some noise, maybe like a top 20 appearance.
I'd love that.
Yeah.
I'd love that. I would love to see. So with the whole Sunday, with Sunday red.
Sunday Reds. Yeah.
Is he gonna only wear red now?
On Sunday.
Only so it's still
I think I don't know.
Is it Sunday red?
I don't know.
I know that's the
We'll
brand
find out
name.
Thursday, but
Yeah. Because he's gonna have to wear his brand now. So the brand is in partnership with TaylorMade, right? Or is it its own?
I think it's
standalone
his brand, but
TaylorMade
right now.
is like, I guess, behind it at some capacity or partnering up with it. Because I could have sworn I saw something with TaylorMade.
let's see. Sunday Red. Just says Sunday
not.
Red. But I think he is doing TaylorMade in terms of, I think, like,
Or maybe they're just like a sponsor and something else, and they're just
yeah, I think
supporting them.
they're sponsoring, like, I think he's Balls or
Oh, okay.
TaylorMade. But I think this is just him. Like, I think it's just Sunday Red. Damn, I want that glove's sick. I'm gonna buy so much gear.
Oh
Like, it's gonna be
yeah.
sick.
Everyone's
sickening.
bank account is gonna
Yeah,
be
yeah,
lost.
yeah.
I wonder what
So
Tiger
sick.
golf
So
because
sick.
he rep Nike, but he had his own Tiger brand.
Well, I'm
obviously,
wearing it.
with
Yeah,
TW.
like that's the TW.
I wonder what he did in revenue in that, and how long before he can hit that himself with his own brand. Because I think he could do it relatively quickly.
How much money?
You know who probably has that
Tiger
stat?
made
That guy
through-
Joe Popliano. I don't know if you follow him. He's like all about the business side of
Okay. I've got as close as it.
okay.
Tiger Woods' nearly 3-decade partnership with Nike Incorporated, which generated about $660 million for the golf legend, has come to an end.
Over
So-
3 decades.
For himself, he made $660 million.
That's what the Tiger Woods brand
Yeah.
made. 660 million
That's what he made.
divided
So
by.
the brand probably made more than that.
Oh, that's what he made.
That's what he made.
Personally. Okay, that
That's
makes
what
more
he
sense.
made.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Like that's that's
Divided
nuts.
by what? By 30? You said it's 3 decades.
Yeah, essentially nearly 3 decades, but yeah.
Let's see, divided by 30. So he was averaging about $22 million a year,
It's crazy.
just off his brand. So Nike was probably making a couple bill off of that. So that's gonna hurt Nike, obviously.
Oh, for sure it's gonna hurt Nike.
That's gonna hurt Nike.
It's for sure gonna hurt him. And dude, it's also like what's hurting Nike too is that a lot of these guys are going to these other brands. Like
Yeah.
Jason Day went to Malborn.
Yeah, that was a big one too.
Hav just went to. I think if I'm not mistaken, Hav is
Isn't he?
He's not Puma. He was Nike, but
Is he Puma?
I feel like he is. I mean, I know he's Jay Lindenberg, but
I wonder why they're dropping out of Nike.
he's Puma. Puma shoes, at least. Yeah. So he's Puma shoes. And he's got Jay Lindenberg. He's got Ping. He's got a bunch of things.
Yeah, he's probably got a couple.
The one who I know who's still Nike is Rory and Scotty Brooks.
Scotty, yeah.
But like some people have just left. Like Jason Day, I'm pretty sure was Nike. Left to Melbourne.
Yeah, he's Melbourne.
Somebody else left that. I don't know if they left Nike, but I think they went to. I forgot who it was. But
we gotta get a guy on some merch.
I know we do need to get a merch guy.
We need a merch guy. We got like a Camilo or a Joaquin. The thing is, Joaquin's live.
Yeah. By the way, I also love Grillo this week.
Ooh.
Grillo.
Yeah,
Grillo. I love Grillo this week.
Did he play Waste Management this week? He did, right?
Yeah.
Camilo was in contention this week too. Yeah. By the way, for a little bit there, he was floating at 10 under. He got a little hot there at the end. Got to show some love to our Latino golfers out there.
Oh yeah.
Because there's a lot of good talent out there. The one that won the Puerto Rico Open, which is also coming up, was Nico Echeverria, a young guy too. He has been playing some really good golf too. Expect him to be in contention this year. He's kind of been floating around, and he's like a name that I've been looking at ever since he won the Puerto Rico Open, because I believe he's Colombian, if I want to say.
I think so.
So I've been monitoring him, and he's always in the mix. Like he might not be top 10, but for being a young guy that's just getting his feet wet on the tour, he's top 30, and he'll have those random 64s that he'll shoot. If he could put it all together for 4 rounds, he's another name that I think can kind of pop out of nowhere. That he's just one of those more under the radar guys. But there is again, going back, it's just deep. It's deep. But having a guy like Tiger in the field, it just enhances everything. It enhances everything. But yeah, I think golf's in such an awesome spot, and I'm hyped for it. And we're just getting started, so I think there's going to be a lot of cool stuff that we're going to do. Which actually, going off of that, we are going to hopefully it ends up happening, but we might play a round on the simulator of the upcoming PGA National course. So we'll keep you updated on the details of that. Make sure to stay up to date on socials and all that, because we probably will be doing something there at Pinecrest Performance Gym here in Miami. So we'll keep you posted on that, because that'll be a cool little content segment that we might be putting out there.
Yeah.
And then obviously we'll be doing something at the Cognizant Classic, so stay tuned on that.
It's gonna be awesome.
And there's probably gonna be some other tournaments that we're gonna do. We're still trying to iron out some other details, but I'm excited about golf this year. I think a lot of people are excited about golf this year. So if you have golf questions, anything that you want to see in the golf space, let us know. Pooch, you got anything over there? I can't really see you.
Yeah, no, I'm like blinded today.
There he is. You got anything in the golf world? Nothing?
I just want to hit a consistent driver.
Yeah, I think we all do. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited for March.
Yeah,
March is gonna be a big month for golf.
For sure.
Perfect time to transition out of football. But that's pretty much it for today. I saw the Heat won today without our guys. We put a nice little ass whipping on the Bucks today.
Hey, Nikola Jovic, 24 points.
Yeah, 24 and 7 from Jovic. I just saw that. That's pretty awesome to see.
Duncan.
Hopefully we can get a guy like him going. Duncan, obviously.
Bam triple-double.
I like that.
Duncan, I think I like 20.
Speaking about triple doubles, did you see Wemby's triple double yesterday with 10 blocks?
The Whiteside triple double.
What a monster, bro.
He might win defensive player of the year.
Speaking about Whiteside, he retired today.
Oh yeah, he did.
R.I.P.
Whiteside.
Well, R.I.P. R.I.P. to your basketball.
Dude, Whiteside was a clown, but he was.
I hated when we paid him. I knew he was gonna suck.
He's boys with Khaled. Like best friends. I don't know why. They're just BFFs.
Because they're both hilarious.
Yeah, I guess. Like the block is hot. We got choppers on the block.
We gotta cut it.
All right. See you next week.
But yeah, Panthers keep rolling.
Yeah, Cats. We'll do some more Cats talk. We'll catch a game. Maybe we'll do something at a game.
That'd be cool. That
That'd
would
be
be
cool.
awesome. That would be
Yeah,
awesome. But we're almost at the midway point, so that's good there. I think we'll see. We'll where the season will start to become more of a significance as the year goes on.
Yeah.
Still, just so much left in both of those seasons.
Yeah.
There's little to talk about, but I do like where both teams are at right now. I really do. I do like where both teams are at. I think we're in striking distance. And
Yeah, the Heat, and we got very lucky that Terry escaped with not a big injury.
that would have been bad.
Dude, against the Celtics on Sunday, like people were scared that he tore his ACL, and it came out. I think it's a sprain, which is good. So he's going to be out a little bit, but he'll be back. Obviously, Jimmy's dealing with the death in the family, so he's out, and we're still beating the brakes off the Bucks. So
it's what we do.
It's what we do. It's what we do.
Forget, man.
Yeah, it's what we do.
Forget.
Yeah, obviously the Heat don't start the playoffs. Like for us, it's just like get into the playoffs, see you in the Super Bowl, and the last 2 times the Chiefs won the Super Bowl,
good point.
Heat went to the finals. So we'll see you in the finals. Lock.
Easy dub.
Oh, wait, before you leave, got any golf lock this week? Who's your favorite?
That's tough.
Besides Tigala, because I know you like Tigala.
I love Tigala. I mean, I think it's tough for a guy like him and somebody like even Scheffler to contend this week, considering the brutal Sunday they had.
It's tough.
But again, do I think they have the capability to do it? 1,000%. I wouldn't be surprised. Are they high on my list? No. I like a guy like JT this weekend, but again, he was kind of part in that, and I think it's a good point that anyone that didn't play. The one that I actually do really like this week is Morikawa.
Yeah, I like
Morikawa a lot this week. He's been playing really good. Again, his irons are sharp. If he can be the putter that we've seen him to be in the past, I really, 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 really like him.
Yeah. You know who's been really off? Has been Homa.
Homa has not found his stride yet.
But Homa did miss the cut, so at least he's gonna have a bit more.
Yeah.
Like maybe, and it's a home course scenario. Same with Morikawa, both California guys.
All it takes is one of these tournaments to get these guys going.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm trying to see who else is in the field this weekend. Let me see if it pulls up here. Because I want a little dark horse pick here. I do like Morikawa as like big name favorite. If I had to pick a dark horse, let me see. I also like Jason Day. I really do. He's playing good golf Jason right now too. I really like him. But let's see. I want a little like out there pick right now.
Grillo.
I do really like that
him
pick.
this week. I actually really do like him this week. It'd be sick if he wins and we get to see him at Cognizant.
You know who was a little dark? I'm gonna go with a Corey Connors, Canadian.
Funny you say that. I actually know somebody who really like I was reading up a lot on this tournament. There's somebody actually really loves Corey Connors.
I think we could go back-to-back Canadian winners. That'd be wild. They travel well too as fans.
They do. Fuck Canada.
I know. I don't want to go that route, but I really do like it.
Corey Connors.
In terms of Latinos on the field, it's only Grillo. So.
Hey, we're riding with Grillo.
Grillo.
Let's go, baby.
Emiliano, the Argentinian.
And he's top 30 in the FedEx standings.
Yeah, no, he's been playing well. He's been playing well.
He played well with him.
He's going to be our representation this weekend, so we're rooting hard for him.
Facts.
So yeah, those are my guys this week.
Fire.
I like that.
Fire. All right, cool.
We'll see what happens, but it'll be a good one.
Oh yeah.
Weather, I would assume, is going to be good there.
Hopefully,
right?
Well, Pebble was Pebble.
True. The weather in the West Coast lately, which is usually like Arizona doesn't get that type of weather.
Yeah.
They got the weirdest weather this week, so hopefully it's good this weekend.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. I think we're wrapped up for today. So thanks again, guys, for tuning in. Again, if you guys ever have questions, definitely shoot them our way. Subscribe, share, comments, everything. Do it all. Appreciate you guys.
Peace.